Aloha, let's answer some of the customers' most recent questions then. I'll get straight into it because, I've been getting a lot of messages from people. Got so many customers now, I can't keep up with it. So instead of just answering one person at a time, I'm going to answer everyone in one go. So then everybody will learn from it. I'll also be sharing this to the Ultimate Fibre Forum and my Instagram page and eventually my YouTube. So, first question someone had was, has anyone had good results with Aquender and acne? So, first of all, the reason why people get acne in the first place is or why they get any rashes on the skin is because what's happening on the skin is a window of what's going on the inside of your body. In our bodies, we all have four elimination pathways. That's our breath, our sweat, our urine, and our feces. And then women have the menstrual cycle as well. So if stuff's not coming out in your urine and your feces, which would be ideal, stuff is going to come out in your breath and your sweat. So people have bad breath, people have rashes on the skin, people have acne, they have thrush like candida on the outside of the skin, toe and fingernail fungus. It's all the same sort of stuff, like it's toxins trying to get out the body. You've got too much going on inside. So yes, that's why the Aquender's great for anything that's going on in the skin, because like I said, you've got four elimination pathways, and if you start putting stuff in the toilet, out in your urine, and obviously the Aquender gets stuff out in your feces into the toilet, it's not going to be coming out in your sweat and your breath, and it's not going to be coming out in your skin. So there was one lass, I don't know her name, Ellie DeRue's daughter. She was a model in Manchester. She swore by the Aquender. It was nice. She'd been on it a while, and then I heard back from her story that really helped her in her modelling career because, it helped clear her acne up, and nothing else would. She went to all these skin specialists and stuff like that, and like I'm saying, anything that you've got on the outside of your body showing on your skin, even psoriasis, for example, that's all totally directed to bad gut health. I know when I got out of hospital, I actually ended up with psoriasis and I had to deal with that. So, I fixed it now. It totally relates to your gut health because my guts was absolutely shagged after being in hospital, having all them antibiotics and operations. So, Qenda is great for acne and other skin conditions. Next question is... from Kieran. He said he'd been on a stag do at the weekend or the weekend before or whatever, and he said, can he go back on 2 servings in a day to stop him feeling so bad, because he got himself a lot better, and then he's obviously gone 10 steps backwards when he's gone out and had a good time and probably eaten loads of crap food all weekend and the quick answer to that question is yes, you can go straight back on your 2 servings. Qenda is just a food. It's all whole food ingredients, so you can have it. 2 servings a day is plenty though. But what I recommend is going back on the 2 servings a day, obviously 2 scoops twice a day, just until you feel better again. You know how, that's what I say with people on the Qenda. You get yourself to a good level and they're like, oh, when should I start it again? When should I do it again? Do it again when you start feeling rubbish. Like some people, I never hear from them again. Other people, their bodies are a little bit more temperamental and they might have mold and toxins in their environment. They might have high chemicals in the work. They might have a lifestyle that brings in a lot of toxicities. So they might need to cleanse a little bit more. They might have pathways in their liver that don't detoxify as well as other people's. That's a big one. I have that myself, so that's why I know it all too well. Like some people's genetics do not cleanse as well as others. So when people are like that, they've got to look after themselves a little bit more, whether it's like less chemicals in the diet, putting less skin products on that are not organic, having a low toxin diet, which would be like organic and low processed foods and stuff like that. And also making sure you go into the toilet enough times in a day. If you're having 3 meals a day, you want to be going to the toilet 3 times a day. So, for you, Kieran, get back on your 2 servings twice a day just until you feel better. There's enough stuff in the Qenda that's going to be cleansing your liver, cleansing your kidneys, your gallbladder. Obviously, it goes into your blood because you're having it on an empty stomach, so it cleanses all your blood, and it'll get your gut health back to how it should be, so you'll be feeling good again. So get back on the 2 scoops till you feel good. It's whole food, so you can go on it for as long as you want, but 2 scoops till you start feeling better. 2 scoops twice a day till you start feeling better, and then just get down to your 1 serving. Next question. This is from someone that came to pick up some... so still getting loose, uncontrollable stools. When will it stop? That's a great question. I had... as some of you may know, I was having like 30 bowel movements a day and uncontrollable and stuff. And then I found the Quenda and it went down to like 6 bowel movements a day straight away. This lad who, I haven't his name down, but he's still getting uncontrollable bowel movements. There's a few factors in that, like obviously Quenda, you're removing the parasites, the heavy metals, the candida, the fungal overgrowths. Obviously, he already had diarrhea. Like, the first question is, have you came off all your medications now? Because if you was on steroids and immunosuppressants, they would be suppressing the inflammatory response from your body. So if you've weaned yourself off your medications, that will obviously have an effect on your bowel movements, and inflammation will be showing more in your body. I think you've been on the Quenda about 2 months now. So, it should be pulling stuff out. You should be able to see stuff coming out in the toilet, but it shouldn't be uncontrollable at all. The reason why people get diarrhea in any situation, if you think about when someone gets a stomach bug or something like that, it's and they get diarrhea and sickness, it's the body trying to get rid of something that shouldn't be in there. So if some people have continual diarrhea, it's the body trying to flush stuff out that it can't it can't get rid of, so it just continually tries to flush it out. Yes, the Quenda can cause loose stools for people as it's pulling the toxins out. It can create loose stools because if you think your body stores toxins in cellulite, it's basically in... sorry, I got a thing on my screen. Your body stores toxins in the cellulite to protect the toxins going into your organs. And that's why people store fat, and then when they start cleansing, the fat comes off them. But basically, then when they start cleansing the toxins, it's obviously going to excrete into the toilet. So it's going to go through your small intestine, into your large intestine, out into the toilet. The thing is, the intestines aren't just for excreting waste. The intestines are for absorbing nutrients, absorbing foods, making hormones in the body, and all other other factors like regulating the immune system and stuff. So if you've your body's released a toxin from the liver, from the kidneys, from the blood or whatever, or from the cellulite where it's been storing it, or any other part of the body, when them toxicities come out, the last place it wants to be is in the large intestine and small intestine, where it can get reabsorbed. So that can create a bit of urgency. From talking to you on Messenger, I know that it's a bit more than that. So that's when we've got to start looking at diet. Like, diet's so important. I know you said I've got a balanced diet. Like, that's a very broad answer. What you want to be focusing on is cutting out all the stuff that creates inflammation in the body, or being aware of what creates inflammation in the body, and then obviously skipping that. So the first thing that always comes to mind for me now is like rancid vegetable oils. Like, anything that's a vegetable oil is not good unless it's like extra virgin olive oil, or extra virgin coconut oil is pretty good as well, like organic versions of them. All other vegetable oils like sunflower oil and canola and all stuff like that, they create inflammation in the body. They're also known carcinogens because they've been heated up to such high temperatures that they're not natural substance anymore. It's like basically been processed in a way that it turns into a cancer-causing agent for the body. So keep away from vegetable oils. So that's in takeaways and all frying stuff, and do your own frying and stuff. Sugars, that's a big one. Like, you're probably aware of sugars. Sugars can be in anything, whether it's carbohydrates, whether it's like potatoes, or even like sweet potatoes, or like grains like bread and sorry, I'm getting messages. If it's in grains like bread and pasta and stuff like that, even though like you don't think bread's got sugar in and pasta hasn't got sugar in, actually when your body breaks it down, it breaks carbohydrates down into sugars, and then sugars create inflammation in the body. They spike the insulin. Whenever the insulin spikes inside the body, that creates stress inside the body. When you're suffering with ulcerative colitis and Crohn's disease and these autoimmune conditions, you don't really want to be creating stress in the body. So that's one reason why sugar's not amazing, because it actually makes your body feel like it's getting chased by a tiger. It puts on that stress response. Another reason why sugars and carbs aren't amazing, like don't get me wrong, you can still have them at some points, but maybe not just every single meal, and not high carb meals and high processed foods, because sugars feed the parasites, they feed the fungal overgrowths, the bacterial overgrowths, all these stuff that's creating these problems and causing the diarrhea in the first place, the toxicities that the body's trying to get out and knocking everything out of balance. That sugar feeds them and creates inflammation and feeds the stuff you're trying to get rid of. So sugar's not amazing, but don't get me wrong, you can still enjoy yourself. I'll try blast through this diet one because I've covered a lot on diet before. Been mindful of the Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen. Basically what that is, it tells you which non-organic foods are okay to eat and which non-organic foods you should really keep away from, because they've got really high levels of pesticides and fertilizers and insecticides on them. These chemicals have been shown to have a negative effect on people's intestinal health when they should have tight junctions in the gut like that. These pesticides and fungicides and insecticides, they actually create leaky gut. So you've got a permeable gut lining. So your gut that should be just processing food on the inside and only letting stuff through into the blood, actually instead of just letting digested stuff through, it's letting undigested proteins through and foods. So then you actually start reacting to the foods that you eat normally. So you want to be mindful of pesticides because it actually creates leaky gut, and that's what we're trying to get rid of. That's what we need to fix the autoimmune conditions. Keep away from pork because pig and pork, it's full of pigs and it's not full of pigs, it's full of parasites. And then I think that's pretty. Oh yeah, and gluten, that's a massive one. Just go gluten free. Try go gluten free for a week or two and see how you feel. Like go totally gluten free. Don't go gluten free like half a day and not the other half, or gluten free for one day. Go gluten free for a full week. And then if you think, it's not doing any different, then when you start introducing gluten again, and you'll feel tired, you'll feel groggy, brain fog, and lack of energy, and like your brain's not working, then you actually react to gluten. If people have got ulcerative colitis, I think a gluten-free diet is a great idea, and definitely something that I'd be implementing if I was on my healing journey. And to answer the question more directly as well, or like the simple answer would be, right, I'm still getting loose stools on the Quenda. It's been 2 months now. What do I need to do? My simple answer to that is you've been on so many medications for so long for your ulcerative colitis. You've had to be on antibiotics for a lot of infections and stuff. Like even in healthy individuals, when they've had antibiotics, it creates diarrhea. Your microbiome, which is all your good bugs inside your intestine, totally get wiped when you have antibiotics. So, and then good bugs, like I said, that's what regulates your immune system, helps break down food and stuff like that. So if you've had antibiotics ever before and never reintroduced probiotics, high quality probiotics, that would be the simplest thing. Like I say to everyone, like get on the Quenda, that'll normally sorts everyone out. Obviously the Quenda protocol, if you've got enough money for it, like which you should because it's your health, like you can't put a price on your health. Whether it's a credit card or what, it gets some good quality probiotics, reintroduce them, because you go on the Quenda for a month, get rid of the parasites, the heavy metals, the candida, the fungal overgrowths, and like get rid of all them bacterias, and then start introducing the probiotics at the 1 month mark, and continue on your Quenda cleanse for 3 months or 4 months. And then when you introduce the probiotics back in, then you can establish your microbiome, and that's what's really going to help with your diarrhea. If people have got diarrhea, first and foremost, get rid of all the bugs and the toxicities that's creating the problems. Then if that doesn't sort it, get on the probiotics. And even if you don't have diarrhea, I do recommend going on the Quenda and then introducing probiotics at the one month mark, because that's what balances your microbiome and gets you totally right. So I think that's important. And we've covered diet, diarrhea. We've covered diet, diarrhea, acne, and getting yourself feeling better after a stag do. So yeah, that's all the questions answered for now. And as I continue to get messages and stuff like that through, I'm just going to start answering them on here, so then I can give everybody answers rather than just messaging everyone all the time, because I think it's going to really help. Thanks for your time. Have a lovely evening.